All right, hey guys. So I talked to you guys last time. If you guys watched my revision, well, if you watched my original shot, you saw I was able to get this one. I'm going to kind of change the way that I do it this time. So I'm kind of thinking about one of two different things. Like, I'm kind of going to play this one in relation to whatever the wind kind of allows me to do. So here you can see I have a relatively small wind again, so I might go very similarly to what you saw me do last time, right around 4.5, 5 top spin. So I'm going to start to take off just a little bit, and I'm going to do basically one stack. I'm going to aim very similarly to what you saw me do last time, which was right here as a starting point, and then I stacked one bullseye on top, and then just another 5 rings on top of that. So this is very, very similar line-wise with what I did. And in a situation like this with a small wind, I'm just going to go ahead and blast this full. Oh, it looks like I just landed long. So I think last time I had a 13.8. This time it was a 14.2, and that 0.4 was enough to actually make it land longer. So that's okay. It's Monday. These are the types of things that you want to, you basically just store these in your memory bank. So you see how it plays, you hit the shot. It doesn't matter if you mess it up. It's actually better if you mess it up, because then you start to see these fluctuations, like wind variations that you're getting, and it'll actually help you in the long run, because you'll say, oh, I had this wind. I either need to take off just a little bit of power, or, I can start to think about maybe even putting on a Power 4 ball, for instance. If you guys have blue marbles, if you have prestige balls, or the one that just came out today, I forget what it is. I don't think it's the pudding. Or no, it is the pudding. So the pudding ball is going to be the other one. So let's just try to make a slight modification. So why don't we just try it? So I have these origins, and I'm going to go 4 top spin, and you're going to see that I'm going to be able to use more side spin this time. Let's just see how this works out. I'm going to do the same similar line. So you can see how I'm using the right half of my bullseye. I'm just kind of positioning it in a spot on that fairway that I like. I'm going to go 1 stack and then 5 extra rings. And here with the origin ball. So this should automatically, land shorter. So let's just see. Oh, that's too short. We don't want it landing that short. So I'm going to have to do it with, a little bit longer pitch now. So, I still think you're going to be able to use that origin ball, but it might be a little bit more beneficial when you get a 16 wind or 15.8. That's when I think it'll come into play very nicely. And you can see how it cuts over there farther. So you can see that I was able to get it just on line in terms of a little bit more right than what you guys saw me do on my guide from this morning. With the Apocalypse and the Berserker, when I got up there pin high, I wasn't able to curl it enough. That was the biggest problem. Whereas if I can pull out this ball and get maybe like a 16 wind, I'm going to be able to get it up there, probably to the green, with the extra side spin capability. So let's just take a look at what we have here. Here's Min Club. So there's 2 ways that I can kind of do this. I'd really like to dunk it. I'm half tempted to just do the dunk, but this is going to be a tough shot. So it's right at min. I don't know if I have enough time to go about finding this and putting all this in, but I know it's going to be right around 7-ish rings. But I'm also going to need an overplay, because there's going to be a side wind effect. So I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood. I'm even going to go 8 rings here. Perfect ball. Still not enough. So right around 9 rings there. So that's going to kind of tell you how much of an overplay you need to do. It's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of plus 25. And it has to do with the wind effect, you know, pushing the ball. So a lot of guys will say, oh, you know, maybe your app numbers are off or whatever. It's not the app numbers. Okay, it's the massive side wind pushing the ball after it lands. So you got to do some kind of overcorrection to accommodate for that. So you'll see that, you know, this is the kind of type of things that you want to be looking at. And this is, you know, how you get dialed in is by making that mistake. You can see I went 8 rings. It was that min club. I needed to go 9. So plus 25% is going to be more or less that pitch, just in case I get to a similar spot again. So, you know, it just gives you that security and, you know, helps you learn as to what you need to do next time by learning from your mistakes. So good luck with that hole, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.